Hey everybody, this is Rachel for Cybersports Network. Next to me is the absolutely gigantic Taylor PainUser. Look at you, man.
I'm well aware of how gigantic I am.
Wait, hold on.
Thanks for reminding me.
I'm gonna take off the shoes for this interview like I do for Huck, but it's gonna have the...
Your level. See?
You can't get on my level,
Like
please.
Same height. I could do this for like a minute.
So I wanted to ask you, we know you as a player. I've seen you at lots of MLG events, but IPL, you did such a phenomenal job as a caster. How did you and HD prepare for that?
It was a lot of hard work, just casting every day, like 6-hour days of casting before the event. And then once we got there, also, like knowing the caster sitting next to you makes a huge difference. Like if you just slap two casters next to each other that don't really have any rapport and they're not good friends, it can get kind of like awkward. You can stumble over each other. You see that a lot. And then also I feel like me and HD don't really try and emulate tastosis, which I feel like a lot of other casters do. They try and do like the witty humor, and you know how Artosis is always like, I don't know, man, I don't know, man, and all the other casters do that too. So we just do our own thing, and I have the former experience of being a pro, so I bring a lot of game knowledge and insight, and then HD's also really good at like hyping up the game, getting really excited, and then he just brings a whole army of YouTube fans to anything that we do. So that really helps us a lot too.
Well, as you say, the chemistry is important. Take me back. How did you and HD meet, fall in love? How are things now?
Oh my God. He randomly popped on my stream one time after I got featured on Team Liquid way back in the beta, and I think he was sharking for replays because he used to like, you know, go out and message all the pros and like, or anybody he thought was like creative, and he'd ask you for replays. And then I started emailing him replays. He would come on my stream, chat with me every now and then. I realized he lived like a stone's throw away from me, 5 minutes away. We didn't even know. So then we started hanging out and landing together and playing StarCraft, and we became friends. And 2 years ago we were like, yeah, maybe someday in the future we should start casting together. And then we both got jobs at IGN casting with one another. They reached out to us for IPL 1, and we did that, and they thought we did a good job, and then they've been using us ever since for IPL 2, IPL 3, and they hired us full time.
It's absolutely beautiful seeing you guys together. You were just telling me a pretty funny story about staying with HD and him not making his match. Are you involved in that? Did you know?
No. I knew I was playing at 5 p.m. today, so I stayed up all night practicing. He was playing at 10 a.m. today. He stayed up all night practicing. Well, he was nervous. He wanted to do well. So
Can't fault a man for his dedication.
Exactly, but yeah, he ended up sleeping through his second match, and I think he's a little upset about it. He still hasn't made his way out to the venue yet, so I don't know where he's at right now. I haven't seen him for a while.
Well, as you said, you're a professional player, caster. This weekend you're a player again. What do you prefer?
Oh man, casting is my job. It's like a legit job. I'm making a living casting, so that's like my primary focus. I'm more concerned with developing my skills as a caster and just making sure I can get my personality out there and be professional at the same time. And I think being a former pro player gives me a very unique leg into the casting scene. None of the other casters really play competitively, and if they do, they're low to mid masters or diamond, but they're certainly not high masters, grandmasters level. They haven't competed at tournaments and done well. So I think as an analysis caster, that gives me a really good edge.
When I first met you, you were on Lazarus Gaming, and since then I've seen you in a different t-shirt every time I've seen you. So do you want to take me through the teams you've been on and how you wound up on CheckSix?
Lazarus Gaming, then I joined VP Gamers. Our manager was Mike, and then Mike worked something out with CheckSix where they wanted to kind of assimilate both teams. They wanted me, HD, Sickness, who's killing it in the tournament right now. And yeah, we agreed to it. They had a good offer for us, and it didn't really mess with our previous contract. And CheckSix is a bigger, more established name, so we decided to go with them, and so far so good. I mean, honestly, like, I always found it better to join like the lesser known up and coming teams, just because it's like more easy for it's easier for me to like shine in an environment like that, where it's not like the super strict practice regimen, like, you know, playing 8 to 10 hours a day. I just kind of liked doing my own thing. I had offers from major teams to join when I was like really in the thick of it, when I was playing a lot, and I always got better offers from Lazarus Gaming, VP, and you know, people think that, you know, teams like Complexity and EG are paying out these huge salaries to the players, but that's really not the case. They make similar offers to a lot of the lesser known teams out there. Unless you're a very well-known player that's won a major tournament, then I feel like Complexity and EG will step up and fork over a legitimate salary. But other than that, I mean, there's no way you can make a living off playing for a team like that. It's just not possible.
Well, bearing that in mind, do you have any advice for new professional players kind of coming up in the scene who may be looking for a team or just wanting to hone their skills?
Just play a lot, get good, win games, let your play speak for itself, and people will take note of you. It doesn't, like, that's really it. Just get good, beat good people. You'll start meeting people. You'll start talking to people. You'll get better practice partners. It's just be active in the community, play a lot, be dedicated, get good, and one thing will lead to another.
Well, you are super active in the community. Where can everyone watching keep up with your stuff?
You can find me on Twitter. I'm at PainUser on Twitter, and over at the IPL, www.ign.com/IPL.
All right, thank you so much for talking to us. This has been Rachel and PainUser at MLG Orlando. Thanks, guys.